I mean, look at that view. It's kind of amazing, isn't it? Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to Planet Zoo and welcome back to the Maple Leaf Wildlife Park with our two lovely bisons out here. Now, as you all may remember, in the last episode we finally, well, we didn't quite start out our own park, you know, we didn't actually go for our totally own zoo, but I actually decided to head on with the campaign for at least one more mission to kind of, you know, get a feel of what it's like to own your own park, you know, get a feel of the ins and outs, what you need to do, if you actually manage things totally on your own, because when we actually get into creating our very own zoo, I want to kind of already have a clue of how things work so that we can hopefully make it as good as possible. So here we are then, in the Maple Leaf Wildlife Park, and we pretty much started out from scratch in this thing. So like, except for, well, I mean the paths, you know, and these initial buildings out here. And, you know, my phones are just going off left and right and center. It's absolutely mad. One work phone and one private phone and another private phone. This can kind of get a bit messy. I'm really sorry for that one. So, did now remember to mute all those. But we only really have this for a start. And as you all may remember in the last one, we already took care of getting this bison habitat up, getting our first two bisons in, getting some base things taken care of that they needed for themselves. And that's our first species in the zoo. Now, with this new campaign mission come more general goals overall, because we do really only need 3 habitat species in general in the zoo, so no specific ones, bisons being our first ones, and then have at least 175 guests in the zoo, which currently we do apparently have 35, so a bit to go still there, right? Now, in the long run, we want to have 7 habitat species, 4 exhibit species, and we want to have a profit call, which, you know, we'll take care of that when that happens. But for the time being, we definitely need more species. So I think we've got a few options here, right? Option number 1 probably being to just say, all right, you know, we're gonna find a species that goes along nicely with the bison, and we're just gonna get them into the same kind of habitat. Other option actually being rather that we go for a totally new species, and I think I already had a few in mind for that. So let's maybe just go into our whole animal trading overview and see what we have, because I'm pretty sure there was some wolves that I was very, very interested in. I'm also sure I was interested in bears, so that would be an option. All those 3 I think don't go well together in some habitat, so we probably want to pull them apart a bit, but, well, I think that would be 2 very nice options, and I'm kind of really fancying having some wolves. I think that's a super cool thing in the zoo overall, to have some wolves in there. Now, I think we're going to do that, so let's go up to the Zoopedia and let's just kind of get an impression of what they actually want for themselves. So we've got the timber wolves out here. Timber wolves are large canet species, blah blah blah. So don't worry too much about that. Habitat requirements 1162 square meters. Okay, it's a lot. I think it's a lot more than the bisons wanted. Nothing else really here. Grade 2 boundary requirement. I think that's less than we have with bisons. So that's kind of cool, because that means we can actually get some glass up for the visitors to actually see those wolves a little bit better. I think that's a rather interesting option. I think we're going to go for that, but for the time being, another thing that I actually just noticed is, did we have all the zoo staff yet that we needed? I'm not 100% sure about that, I'll have to say. So let's maybe go to staff here. We've got a caretaker, keeper, mechanic. No vets just yet. I feel that's a bit of an issue. So let's get a vet, just to make sure we're covered on all ends here. And another question would be, do we have all the buildings that we need for them? We've got a vet, surgery, so that's a good start. We've got a trade center, of course. We've got a keeper hut, a quarantine, and a staff room. It kind of feels like I'm missing something there. That something being... something being the caretaker thingy. Wasn't there like on top? I'm feeling we're missing a building. I've got something in mind here that we got an alert to that at the end of the last episode, so I do kind of want to check that out. So we've got the Animal Training Center, the Keeper's Hut, Quarantine Research Center we don't have just yet, so that's definitely a point as well, because we will probably want that. And a workshop. A workshop is new. That's something that we don't have yet. It's a mechanics thingy, I think. Now, the question being, honestly, here, we don't have any... Oh no, we do have a pre-built workshop. We don't have a pre-built research center, though? No, there it is. Okay, maybe we could just get some of these standard boxes in here for the time being. I don't really want to make those things too fancy, because I kind of feel that we're not going to spend all of our lifetime on design here. As much as I want to kind of get a bit of inspiration going, maybe already ahead of time, if like, you know, what kind of designs we can get going for the future, what kind of interesting stuff we can get set up. The main thing for me here is to just kind of get more of an impression of how to run the zoo properly, you know, economically, but also making the animals happy and, you know, balancing things out for profit and staff and everything. So just, you know, more of an impression of the day-to-day business, really, because I feel we didn't really get that much of it in the introduction. It was more like a basic tutorial, you know, of how to do some things, and of course, you know, we had a few day-to-day things, but really not that much. And we did get a bunch of design impressions, so that's already very nice. And, you know, maybe we can kind of round this off now with this more Northern Hemisphere style, and then a bit more impressions of the day-to-day business. So, we've got the Vet Research Center out here. That is actually a very interesting one. So these actually have an effect rating and everything, and this is a negative area now. Very interesting. See, that's like all mechanics that we haven't heard about yet at all in the tutorial, I feel. So there is a lot more to this game than we have learned already, I feel. So it's a good thing that we're just kind of, you know, getting into that. But with that said, so we've got the vet research right here, and as you all may remember, we just got a vet, and now we can, for one, research all the sicknesses, which we probably should do in the long run, but we can also research an American bison, and I do like that because we don't have any enrichment for the bison yet whatsoever, and I'm pretty sure they're kind of also unhappy because we don't, 0%, so, you know, that gets the welfare of the animal down, and we of course don't want that. So I feel that's a very nice thing to research on, and that's why I was saying I knew I was missing something. So we should get that going if possible, if I remember how to do that. And, you know, that's already a first thing, you know, how do I get that going? Now, I've got a vet out here, for example, right? I'm pretty sure that's not done down there, though. It should be. I've got this. And how do I do that now? I'm really not sure. See, like, that's kind of the things that I wanted to learn here, pretty much, because, well, you know, like, right now, I've got absolutely no clue anymore of how to do this. I've got veterinarians, 0 out of... Ah, so that's my vet. That's the research. There we go. Perfect. And that's that. She's going to research away at that. Hopefully going to give us some nice insights that will help us make our Bisons happier, and, you know, then afterwards we definitely should also get ourselves into all these sicknesses, you know, probably going to enable us to treat them a bit better, you know, diagnose, treat, and so on. It's going to improve all these, so I think very, very necessary that we actually have that going. The other thing, we actually have a workshop now, so we could do mechanics research too. And I'm kind of feeling I want to do that, because look at all these crazy cool things that we can get. India theme, New World theme, Africa. It's kind of cool. It's not really a theme in there, though, that would tickle my fancy, I'll have to say. I mean, transport rides are always sick, so I would love that. New World seems very, very modern. I would like to get, you know, some classic Northern American style in here. Maybe I can already do that with, like, the stuff that I have out here, so maybe that's not too necessary. Transport rides are kind of cool. barriers. What do I get from that? Gabion. Chain, steel, posts, concrete, electric, one-way glass. One-way glass, I would help. I would think, like, release the animal stress or something. That's so cool. You can research so many things. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now we've got habitats, which are habitat blueprints apparently, so we don't even have to set those up ourselves. Souvenir shops, food shops and everything. Probably also things that we eventually want to get going. Now power is also an interesting topic because I don't have any power for that habitat yet. I kind of thought I learnt during the tutorial that I would need power, but maybe I only need it for certain habitats, like the one with electric fences or whatever. I'm not quite sure about that one, I'll have to say. I think I'll start out... I mean, I don't need a boat ride, though. I would like to steam train. Or, I mean, the gondolas could be cool in this terrain. Let's just put him on this research and let him research a while. I feel it's going to take a while. But I would like to actually get here. This is the one that I want. And then afterwards, probably worth actually researching some shops so we can go and make some more money. Also, large staff facilities, but I don't think that's too much of a priority for us. So, that's that. That's a bit of the management part of things done, and I really kind of like it. I'm going to get time playing again here, actually, so visitors come in, we can kind of see how we're doing for money and all that good stuff. Now, we've got the wolves. Where do we want to place the wolves? I'm kind of thinking this spot up here would be kind of cool. Could also just get them into the wide flats down there. But I really kind of like this spot, and I do need a bunch of space. I feel this may be enough. How much do we have covered out here with this habitat? Can we see that? Let me double check. So... terrain, land area, 1940. Okay. That's actually, this is probably going to be like 3-4k then? Bit much for the wolves, but you know, I kind of like it. I mean, maybe we can just end up building some buildings here. Maybe also have like a nice and fancy viewing platform or something, and then this part here is going to be for the wolves. I really like that. I think we're going to go for that. So let me click habitat here. Let me... that's not... barriers. That's what I need. Kind of got confused there for a second. So we can actually use the glass, which is pretty cool, I think. Really liking that. Really, I'm definitely going to use that, I feel. The other question that I don't have quite in the back of my mind right here is how big, like how high do I need to make the barrier? Let me... Can we... Where's that at? We are... right... here. So, natural habitat, 1.25 meters is the minimum. Okay, so back to barriers then. I'm not even quite sure we honestly need the glass at 1.25 meters. Everybody should be able to see it above the barrier again, but, well, you know, what's this actually? Oh, that looks terrible. Okay. I've got the red bricks, which I don't quite think we need. I'm kind of fancying doing woodlocks again, to be honest. No. Oh. Oh no. Do you all remember when we made this bison habitat down here, and I was kind of wondering why the heck we could not just use this as a natural barrier and we had to make barriers all the way around? That's because apparently if you use these things, which we could have used all the way around here and all the way around there, if you use those, you're going to be good. Ha. Okay, maybe we can fix that after the fact. Look at this. So many people watching the Bisons, and it looks like they can all see them, so that's great news right there. I love that. We've got 117 visitors already, which is kind of mad, honestly. 'Cause what was our goal here? 175. We've only got one species, and we've already nearly met it. I love it. That said, I think we're going to get wooden logs going out here. Do we need barrier out there, to be honest? Kind of wondering about that one. So the one way or another, I'm gonna start out right there, and we're actually height snap. No, wait, that's the wrong thing. I'm gonna go do this here. 1.26, I suppose. And we're just gonna pull out a barrier somewhat around here. Just like... can I make it shorter, please? Just like that. Okay, now I would like to swap to the null thing. Okay. So, this is just going to be an invisible barrier, pretty much, that once we deselect this thing, we're not going to see anymore. So, I would hope this does work out the way that I intend it to. Ooh, God. Yeah, I mean... Okay, so we're going out here, around here, just like that. And then we're going to go and kind of finish it off. Oh, yeah, I mean, that's a bit flat. I mean, is it? I feel it isn't. Like, down here we've got a lot of mountains, so they're probably not going to be able to jump down there without killing themselves. So I would hope that this is an acceptable barrier. Let's just try, I suppose. Could we... Yep. Close off. Perfect. Alright. That's the barrier then. I hope that works. I'll place a quick cut here, and I'll be right back with you all. Alright, everybody, and back we are in Planet Zoo. So, as I just finished off this habitat, I'm kind of somewhat hopeful that this will work. I mean, let's see about it. I will definitely need some sort of access to this as well. I think I'll place that right around there. So, track airlock. Oh, interesting. Is that sort of like an inside-outside area, you know, where the animals can move through? Like, I've seen stuff to this, similar to this in, like, actual zoos, where, like, elephants have their inside areas that they can kind of switch between if those get opened. And then they've got some sort of gate like that to the outside as well. So, kind of thinking, is that it? I'm kind of feeling it is. That said, got the entrance right there. Let's go and make a new path. Let's try and stick to this here. And there we go. Now, can I change that one? Perfect. Okay, that blends in a little better, I would say, right there. Cool. I love the variety of paths, by the way. Haven't really checked this out yet in the tutorial, of course. But there seems to be a lot, and it seems to be a lot more variations compared to something like Planet Coaster as well, which is awesome. I mean, of course, I don't have all of the Planet Coaster DLCs and everything, so who knows what else there is with those. But with that said, this should be closed off, right? It feels like it's closed off. It says ready, so that's great. Kind of hopeful that this will work. Now, question being, do we want to place like a... I kind of feel like placing a bit of glass out here for people to kind of view things a little better. Let's just kind of see how that looks. Glass. Glass. Glass? I do sort of like that, I'll have to say. I think I'm going to expand that a bit outwards to here too. And we can just kind of maybe have the switch over here when it gets to the gate. What do you all think about that? I really do kind of like that. Then I feel what we're... I kind of have a very good idea of what I want to do here design-wise now, I have to say. So my idea would be that this stays wooden. Then we've kind of got a path going to here, maybe a few shops right here. And then you go up here. We've got a nice viewing platform. And then on the one-hand side, you can enjoy this absolutely, by the way, absolutely incredible view right here. Like, I mean, oh, that's a bit much zoom. But, you know, whenever we manage to get ourselves a bit further back again. I mean, look at that view. It's kind of amazing, isn't it? But yeah, so you would have And let me get out of this screenshot mode that I probably just used to get myself a nice new thumbnail for this episode. So we would have a way up here, we would have a platform pretty much where you can follow the one, enjoy this magnificent view. Probably some animals down below and stuff. And then also have a nice bit of an overhang right here where you would pretty much already be inside the habitat pretty much. And you can just see the wolves a bit closer. I really like that idea. Let me know what you guys think about that down below. As always happy about your input. So with that said, the habitat should be ready. I think we're just going to get the wolves into here, and then we're going to see how happy they are. Actually, let me see, how much space is this? 3 to 16. Okay, that is plenty for our wolves. So we are going to go... Oh, research complete. That's actually nice. I accidentally hit that button, and there we are. American Bison. Research is complete. What will we get on the next one? Fun fact, food enrichment, toy enrichment, education bonus, breeding, food enrichment, fun fact, education bonus. Okay, so it's just really learning more and more and more about that animal. I think I'll leave it at this for the time being. And, you know, once we get the wolves, we're probably going to swap it to that so we get some more ideas of enrichment for the wolves too. But I feel we're sort of ready for the wolves. Of course, the habitat is not laid out at all yet for them, at least, you know, for their basic needs and everything. So we'll probably have to fiddle around with things once they get there, and we've got some indicators going of what they actually want. But, you know, I would like to get this stuff going for now. So let's just see what kind of wolves you have out here. I would like to get some younger ones, and it doesn't really look like there's a lot of them on the market at the moment, which is... okay, so the scores overall are rather low, I'll have to say, except for this one female one, but she has low fertility. They all have rather low fertility. And that's of course not too great for any breeding sort of ideas. Size, longevity, rather low. Okay, I think for the female, I'll probably pick her, because overall she has got the best values in terms of that. And then, who do I choose for a male? I mean, I would actually probably like to get more than 2 of them, to be honest. Maybe 4. 4 would kind of probably be better. So I've got 2 alternatives to the females. Her and her. She's bigger, but has a lower longevity. So, I mean, given that she's younger, listing expired. Huh, okay. Then I'll get her. And we'll get 2 boys. So we've got one right here with 0% fertility. That spells doom out there already. 0% immunity. So I'll probably get sick a lot of times. But other than that, would be kind of good. He's low on immunity as well. So does seem to be the returning theme here. We've got one. I think we'll go for Jacob here. And who else did I have down here? You? Do I want to go for you? Do I want to go for you? Less fertility for more immunity and longevity. Seems like a good deal. I'm going to get him as well. Alright, so that's 4 wolves gotten for us. Let's go and send them all to the zoo. And then we'll see how they like it. I mean, I'm kind of sure that they'll not quite like it just yet, because there's going to be a lot of things. Rescue. Which? Because there's going to be a lot of things probably that we will have to catch up on here, especially like the whole deal of, well, all the needs and everything, you know, everything that we haven't covered yet. But that said, are they going to have to carry it all the way from over there? Ooh. I mean, that's a long way to carry all these wolves over, isn't it? I'm just going to place a quick cut and I'll be back with you once, actually, you know, I think she'll be there in 2 seconds, so that's probably fine. She's at least making good speed, so that's always nice. Let's go and get ourselves out here, though. Let's witness the arrival of our very first wolf. I'm really looking forward to this. Really, really looking forward to the wolves. I think it'll be cool. Boop. Hello. Jeez, like, the way the animals look in Planet Zoo, I think, is absolutely amazing. Like, sure, you know, there are a few graphical shortcomings. I think a major one of them being kind of like the ground textures. But then again, it's a huge game, so you can't really go all out on ground textures, maybe? I don't quite know. Maybe it's just a little low. You never know. But, I mean, look at these guys. This is Lucas, by the way, now. So, you know, we can kind of keep our camera focused on him. Like, look at this. I'm so amazed by how good these animals look. Like, that's kind of mad, to be honest. They almost look like in real life, don't they? I really, really do love it. I think it's awesome. Even, you know, their overall movements, you know, sticking out the tongue every now and again, and I'm not quite sure what that sound is called. I only know that in German, so if you know what it's called in English, let me know. But you know, they're even moving their ears and like, this is just so nicely done. Blinking with the eyes, all that kind of stuff. I absolutely love the graphical, like how the animals look in this game. I think it's awesome. That said, we've got 2 of them out here now, and we should have another 2 coming, which will probably happen sometime soon. Let me check. No, you're not trying to escape. Okay, cool. So, a lot of things, of course, to actually take care of here. Terrain, for one, set up inappropriately. They don't have a hard shelter yet. They need enrichment. And speaking of enrichment, let's go and get ourselves out here and actually reassign Maribel to the Timberwolf. Hopefully get some more insights on that kind of stuff. But yeah, as you can see, you know, certainly need a bit more stuff taken care of here. So, well, I feel that is probably something for us to take care of in the next episode then. So, as you all can see, we're moving along at a slower pace for a start here. I hope you're all fine with it. I'm really just indulging in the game for a start, you know, kind of getting to know things a bit, and you know, maybe you all are getting to know things a bit with me as well. So I hope you're all enjoying this kind of... I mean, that's not an escape, though. Hold on a minute. Dangerous animal has escaped. It's just because, like, the virtual barriers out here, you know, make it look like they are escaped. But of course they aren't. I've just misplaced the barriers. Ooh. Okay, so dangerous animals can escape here, apparently. How do I now get rid of that? Okay. Like this, yeah. So let's do this here instead. Now they'll be counted as inside the territory. So that's actually a good one to know. As you can see, you should be rather careful with how you place these things. Not because, you know, they will escape, like, actually physically, as long as there's, you know, enough of, like, a mountainous barrier to it, I suppose. But, like, well, I think you get the point, right? So, just going to make sure that these are all set up properly, somewhat. And I hope they can't get themselves up here. Because if they can, that would be kind of... Let's actually edit barrier. Let's kind of, you know, just get that expanded out here a bit as well, just to make sure that we're going to be in the green here. And I probably actually want to make this wooden out here. Just to make sure, you know, just to make sure. Because nobody's going to see this, I hope. So yeah, just gonna then, you know, get rid of that stuff here. And this should now make a bunch more sense. And also we've got this random barrier out here then. That we should probably get rid of again. Okay, so now, you know, they should hopefully not count as escaped anymore. So, yeah, should be good, I hope. Alright, as long as they don't help down there, we'll be fine. So, is the alert gone? Important alert requires... Well, he's inside it now, isn't he? Okay. Lucas has joined the pack. See, now they've kind of formed their own wolf pack and everything. That's everything I ever hoped for. So I think that is absolutely awesome. I do absolutely love that. There's like even these group dynamics in there for the animals and everything. So really, really cool so far. I really enjoy this episode. I think, well, I'm not quite sure what we're going to get to next episode. Firstly, we're going to make the wolves a bit more happy. We're going to make the bisons a bit more happy. And then we're probably going to look into a third species. And afterwards, you know, maybe we can actually get into designing a few parts before moving on with the goals. So that's that for the future plans for today, for this episode. This is going to be it, though. So I do hope that you all enjoyed it, that you all like this little daring escape of the wolf, which actually never happened. And if you did, please make sure to hit that like button down below. It does always very much help out the channel if you're new around here and did not hit that subscribe button just yet. Definitely make sure to do so as well to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. And don't forget about that bell icon right next to it either. That said, there is kind of a bit of a, you know, issue right here, I feel. So let me just do that one last correction. Just to make sure, you know, that could have gone wrong. And with that said now, I'm going to end the episode off right here. So thanks a lot for watching, everybody, and I hope I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.